We have an active event here, Scorching Days. Scorching Days has 6 tasks. We have log in, spend emeralds, open chests in Outland, spend energy, get soul stones of any hero, and then finally collect Titanite in the guild dungeon. I think that the rewards were actually tweaked to be worse on this event. Yeah. The green bottles here will open up into blue bottles, and the blue bottles will open up into violet bottles, and the violet bottles will open up into Araji, the Super Titan Araji soul stones. So the green and blue, and I believe the violet bottles also have accessories in them as well. I believe you can find Titan XP potions in there, and it's possible that you can find a couple of other things in there. I don't really know off the top of my head. I could find the image if I wanted to. But there's only 2 or 3 items that you can get aside from the soul stones. The green bottles tend to not have any of the Titan soul stones in them. Let's see if I have any stacked up we can open. I don't. I just have this one. Oh, just kidding. Titan XP potions. So the idea is using this event to collect Titan soul stones. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to guild chat. You need Titan soul stones to fight in the dungeon, to fight in guild wars, to fight in cross-server wars. And fire titans are nice, but they're a lower priority than other titans. Generally speaking, on average, the fire titans are a little bit less priority. Now that being said, you're definitely going to want to summon Araji, and you definitely want to get Moloch pretty close to level, pretty close on par with your other tanks. I'm a firm believer that your tanks and your Super Titans need to be about the same level as you're leveling all of your Titans up. The main reason for that is for the dungeon, right? The higher level your tanks are, the further in the dungeon that you're going to be, and your Super Titans, for what they bring to a fight, they provide more value than the average Titan. Now, Araji is an interesting Super Titan. He is a very specific damage-dealing hero. Titan, excuse me. His primary ability will shoot for 7 seconds. It will shoot the forward-most enemy, and it will continue to shoot that enemy until that enemy dies. All right, so if the enemy is up for 5 seconds and then it dies, then the last 2 seconds will move on to the second hero in line, second Titan in line, excuse me. Because of this, on defense, you can counter him completely with Sigurd. You can counter him completely with Sigurd. So he's a little less good because of that. Such a hard counter. But on offense, you can time him so that whenever you're defending Sigurd, their shield is up. You can hold off on using his laser beam, his pew pew, his incinerating ray. You can wait till that shield is down and then use it. And that's a big reason why Sigurd is the worst, not the worst. That's why Sigurd is a less good tank than Angus on defense. For average players, not for every player. Obviously, your mileage may vary. Current mobile event is terrible. I wouldn't worry about investing much in it. Agree. Ignis is crucial for dungeon and high-level defense. Ignis, I was getting to Ignis. We're going to talk about Ignis in just a second. Did the dev nerf the dungeon to get more Titanite just like they promised or not? Monta, they didn't nerf the dungeon. They adjusted the algorithm. It's going to be good for some people. It's going to be bad for others. You can also counter him with Nova or Lucky. Very true, Finkelzo. Very true. Eden, if timed appropriate, can stun Araji. Yeah, because she's got this stun that hits the rearmost team. And let's see. We were talking about Ignis. So Ignis is interesting. Ignis is one of those support type Titans that boosts the damage output of your Titan allies for 6 seconds. So Ignis is nice to have. Generally speaking, a lot of people would use Ignis or Nova. Sometimes you'll use both. But Ignis is another good Titan to collect. Vulcan is kind of lame. It's kind of boring. Big single target hit to the nearest enemy usually is going to be a tank. Less good at the beginning of the fight, better as the fight goes on. And of course, Moloch. I mean, no real defensive abilities, but you need to have tanks leveled up for the dungeon. It's good to have tanks leveled up for the dungeon. Araji ult countered by Nova also. Yep. Pet event. What, Valentin? Are 3 supers plus 2 tanks meta now? Chuck Norris, that used to be the meta. No, not 2 tanks. Not 2 tanks. Notification, but HR. What's up, Wally? Araji's second skill boosts the speed of other Titans. Oh, I did skip that. The reason why Super Titans are so effective, their stats are a little bit higher, but also they have 2 skills. So this ability speeds up Titan allies for 8 seconds. Speeds them up by 30%. So Araji's a good Super Titan. This is a good event. This is less good than the Earth Titan event and the Water Titan event, in my opinion. Of the 3 events, this is the least good. But if you're a newer level, if you're a newer player and you're still trying to summon all of your Titans, if you're still trying to collect Araji, if you're still trying to absolute star your Titans, if you're a mid-range player, or if you need more Titan Soul Coins for a high-end player, this is an okay event for that. However, as with most stone-based events, Soulstone and Titan Soulstone-based events, not a good place to put your resources. Not a good place at all. Moloch Stun is a defensive skill. I mean, it's more of a utility. It's more of a utility. I guess, technically, Angus doesn't have any defensive either. It's all just pure offense. But he has more health. You're right. You're right. Moloch's big hit does stun. That does a lot of damage, too. And by the way, the coolest of the Titan skins by far is Moloch's skin. The coolest by far. This is my favorite looking of all of the Titan skins. What if the cannon is actually the head and the other is a breastplate? You know, I've actually thought about that a couple of times. It is kind of weird. Let me it's kind of blocked here. Let me find an image. Here we go. You could think that he's like holding his jaw because he puts out so much power that he's got to control the recoil. It's a weird looking Titan. It's a weird looking sprite overall though, right? It's a weird looking sprite overall.